In the 20th century, oil decided wars. In the 21st century, silicon will decide empires. Every missile, every electric vehicle, every smartphone, every AI model runs on silicon chips. And here's the uncomfortable truth. India consumes silicon like a superpower, but produces it like a developing economy. Today's podcast is not about technology alone. It is about power, dependency, and sovereignty. Because a new geopolitical bloc has emerged, Pax Silica, a US-led technological alliance meant to decide who gets chips, who makes them, and who gets left behind. The big question is, should India join Pax Silica? And if yes, on whose terms? Let's break this down. Chapter 1. India's 2028 reality. Consumer versus creator. India is currently in a high-speed race between consumption and production. By 2028, India's semiconductor consumption market is projected to hit $80.3 billion, growing at over 17% annually. That's massive. But now comes the uncomfortable comparison. Even after all approved fabs are operational, India's production capacity will meet only 20 to 25% of its domestic chip demand. That means 3 out of every 4 chips India uses will still be imported. Most of India's fabs will operate at 28 nanometer to 90 nanometer nodes. Workhorse chips used in automobiles, power electronics, defense systems, consumer appliances. These are not cutting edge, but they are strategically critical. India does have ambition beyond this. By 2028, India aims to unveil its first indigenous 7 nanometer Shakti processor prototype. If successful, this is more than a chip. It is proof of technological credibility. But there is a hidden vulnerability: critical minerals. As of early 2026, 100% import dependence for lithium, cobalt, nickel. No minerals means no chips, no EVs, no energy transition. And this is exactly where Pax Silica enters the picture. Chapter 2. Pax Silica, the golden handcuffs. Pax Silica, launched in December 2025, is the United States' answer to China's semiconductor rise. Its stated goal? Secure, trusted, democratic supply chains. Its real goal? Technological containment of China. For India, Pax Silica offers 3 powerful incentives. Benefit 1. The supply chain fast pass. Joining Pax Silica gives India priority access to ASML lithography machines, Japanese photoresists, and specialty chemicals. Right now, these are backlogged for years. Without them, fabs don't scale, no matter how much money you throw. Benefit 2. Leadership of the Global South. Here's the strategic opening. While Pax Silica countries focus on 2 nanometer and 3 nanometer chips for AI and defense, India can dominate trusted 28 nanometer chips for Africa, Southeast Asia, Latin America. Many of these regions do not trust Chinese hardware, fearing surveillance and backdoors. India becomes the trusted factory of the Global South. Benefit 3. Investment signaling. Pax Silica membership acts like a sovereign credibility stamp. It tells firms like Nvidia, Intel, AMD that India is a safe long-term bet, not just for fabs, but for R&D, IP development, and advanced design hubs. But every golden offer comes with strings attached. Chapter 3. India's roadmap to leadership. If India joins Pax Silica, how does it avoid being a junior partner? 3 moves matter. First, the design mode. India already controls 20% of global chip design talent, but most of it is designed for hire. Leadership means shifting to own the IP, not just write the code. Without IP ownership, India remains a service provider, not a power center. Second, critical mineral refining. India's National Critical Mineral Mission targets 100 mineral processing parks by 2028. The real battle is not mining, it's refining. China dominates refining today. Whoever controls refining controls the choke point. Third, the Shakti moment. Mass producing the 7 nanometer Shakti chip is India's credibility test. Not for commercial volume, but to prove India can handle frontier technology, not just legacy nodes. Chapter 4, the real risks, bloc politics. Now the dangers. Risk A, strategic autonomy. Pax Silica may pressure India to reduce tech trade with Russia, restrict exports to China. Remember, China is India's largest trading partner. This is not a small ask. Risk B, Chinese retaliation. China controls 80% of rare earth magnets. In 2025, even limited supply suspensions caused global disruptions. India's EV and electronics industries could be choked overnight. Risk C, the junior partner trap. India risks providing labor, market, and political alignment without owning core IP, standards, and pricing power. That is dependency, not leadership. Chapter 5, the India First strategy. So what should India do? 1. Modular participation. Join Pax Silica for standard setting and equipment access, mineral security, but keep independent commercial trade routes open. 2. Silicon stockpiling. Create a 1-year national silicon reserve of legacy chips. This buffers India against sudden supply shocks. 3. Subsidy protection. Ensure Pax Silica rules do not kill India's PLI schemes. If domestic startups die, sovereignty dies with them. Chapter 6. How to navigate the risks of China and strategic autonomy. China is not just a geopolitical rival. China is also India's largest trading partner. India imports electronics, APIs, industrial machinery, rare earth magnets. So confrontation is easy to talk about, but expensive to execute. India's strategy must be deterrence without declaration. What should India do? 1. No public bloc posturing. India must avoid turning Pax Silica into a publicly anti-China alliance. No ideological statements. No democracy versus autocracy framing. India should describe Pax Silica as a supply chain resilience and standards cooperation platform. Language matters. China reacts more to signals than signatures. 2. Maintain commercial tech channels with China. India should separate security tech from civilian tech. Red lines should exist only for defense semiconductors, surveillance hardware, dual-use AI chips. Everything else, consumer electronics, legacy chips, components, must remain commercially open. This allows India to say truthfully, Pax Silica is not economic decoupling. This reduces the incentive for retaliation. 3. Rare earth de-risking without declaration. China controls 80% of rare earth magnet processing. India must de-risk quietly. How? Long-term offtake agreements with Australia and Africa, joint processing plants in India and friendly countries, strategic stockpiling, not public announcements. Never announce stockpiles. Stockpiles are deterrence tools, not press releases. 4. Issue-based engagement with Beijing. India should keep China engaged on climate tech, WTO reforms, BRICS financial architecture. This keeps communication aligned and avoids a total rupture framework. India must never let Pax Silica become the only channel of technological engagement. History teaches us something brutal. All alliances demand compliance over time. India must enter Pax Silica with structural safeguards, not goodwill. 5. Modular membership, not blanket commitment. India should not sign a single omnibus agreement. Instead, India should insist on modular participation. Yes to equipment access. Yes to standards discussions. Yes to mineral security. But no automatic export bans. No forced alignment on third country trade. No veto over India's domestic subsidy policy. India must reserve the right to say, this module does not apply to us. 6. No veto over India's foreign policy. India must clearly state early that Pax Silica cannot dictate. India-Russia tech cooperation, civilian tech trade with China, energy technology sourcing. This is non-negotiable. The moment foreign policy becomes conditional, autonomy is already lost. 7. Protect PLI and industrial policy. Western alliances often dislike subsidies when others use them. India must legally ring-fence PLI schemes, domestic fab protection, startup preference policies. India's position must be clear. We will not deindustrialize ourselves to satisfy fair trade optics. 8. Own IP or exit the value chain. India must avoid becoming a fab location without IP ownership. Every Pax Silica investment must include Indian equity participation, joint IP ownership, mandatory design transfer components. If IP is not transferred, India must walk away. Assembly without IP is just dependency with better branding. 9. India as a standard setter, not follow. India should push hard in Pax Silica on trusted legacy node standards, automotive and power electronics norms, security certification frameworks. Standards are silent weapons. Whoever writes them controls markets without firing shots. Chapter 7. The Balancing Doctrine. India's success will depend on one principle: multi-alignment, not multi-dependence. India should simultaneously engage Pax Silica, trade with China, cooperate with Russia, lead the global south. Not emotionally, not ideologically, but transactionally. Pax Silica is neither salvation nor trap. It is a tool. Tools do not decide outcomes, states do. India must enter Pax Silica not as a follower seeking protection, but as a power seeking leverage. The future belongs to nations that can say yes without surrender and no without escalation. And that is the real test of Indian statecraft.